Welcome back to the Ed Show, and thanks for watching tonight. Things are heating up in Florida with the latest CNN time poll showing Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich in a statistical tie. Both men are trying to woo Florida Hispanic voters. Nevertheless, Romney delivered this head-scratcher at Monday night's debate.
Governor Romney, there's one thing I'm confused about. You say you don't want to go and round up people and deport them, but you also say that they would have to go back to their home countries and then apply for citizenship. So if you don't deport them, how do you send them home?
Well, the answer is self-deportation, which is people decide that they can do better by going home because they can't find work here because they don't have legal documentation to allow them to work here.
Today, Gingrich mocked Romney's response during an interview with the Spanish language network Univision, calling the proposal inhumane.
I think you have to live in a world of Swiss bank accounts and Cayman Island accounts and automatic, $20 million a year income with no work to have some fantasy this far from reality. Remember that I talk very specifically about people who've been here a long time, who are grandmothers and grandfathers, who have been paying their bills, they've been working, they're part of the community. Now, for Romney to believe that somebody's grandmother is going to be so cut off that she's going to self-deport, I mean, this is an Obama-level fantasy.
Let's turn to Sam Stein, political reporter for a Huffington Post. Sam, they're starting to really go at it now. The polls are tightening up. Are we going to see more of this?
Yeah, you marvel at how good Gingrich is at just sort of turning the knife there. But yes, it's going to get even more heated. Obviously, the super PACs are buying up tons and tons of ad time on Florida, which has about 10 media markets to begin with, so there's a lot of money to spend. And, it seems like it was a while ago, but it was only just 2 weeks ago that Gingrich was pledging to run a positive campaign. It's clearly that caution has been thrown out the window. It's just going to get ugly from here on out.
Sam, it would seem to me that exchange, those two bites we just played, that is a real soft underbelly for the Romney camp right now. I mean, if they don't do a better job on immigration, this is going to cost them a bunch of votes. And we've seen Mr. Romney go back and forth, have we not, on this issue? Or is he solid on it?
Actually, on immigration, his one soft spot has always been that he hired a lawn care company that employed illegals. But that isn't sort of a policy soft spot. That's just a aspect of his personal life that is an embarrassment to his current position. But you're right. He's gotten more hardline on immigration, and it suits him fine for the primary. But it's really a problem in the general election. Look at any demographic trends. You know that Hispanics are a rising voting bloc. Jeb Bush is out with an op-ed, I think, in the Washington Post tomorrow about how the need for the Republican Party to take Hispanics more seriously. Obviously, this is a big issue that's going to confront Romney should he be the nominee.
At the same forum that we just heard that soundbite come from Newt Gingrich, Romney was talking about his wealth. He was squirming quite a bit when he was asked about his wealth. Here it is.
It's between 150 and about 200 and some odd $1 million. I think that's what the estimates are. And by the way, I didn't inherit that.
Sam, are you worth maybe 100 and some odd million? I mean, what kind of answer is that?
Let me talk to Ariana about my worth, and I'll get back to you on that. It's an uncomfortable answer, obviously.
Yeah.
And one of the things that sort of struck me this past week when his taxes and his income has been on the news is just how uncomfortable Mitt Romney is talking about this stuff. He is a man of obvious wealth, but, there was a great article in the New York Times that he also is quite frugal when it comes to his day-to-day activities. And you get the sense that this whole thing makes him really squeamish. And part of that is really rubbing voters the wrong way because they realize that he is very wealthy. They see him talk about it in these uncomfortable ways, and they sort of interpret it badly.
And to that point, Rupert Murdoch tweeted today, Romney's tax returns might kill his chances.
Yeah.
See the Republican establishment panic now. How do you read that? The head of Fox is saying that it could be over for Romney because of his taxes?
Well, he's no dummy. I don't know if this is an editorial position by Murdoch, but it's a very astute political position here, and he's not a dummy. He can read the writing on the walls. Romney can spin this all he wants as class warfare, but the fact of the matter is that it's very easy for Democrats to turn him into a caricature of the 1%. And that's an effective argument going into this election when the country is consumed by the issue of income inequality.
Quickly,
you cannot
Sam,
personify the top of the ladder.
Do you think either one of these candidates will break out in Florida, or is it going to be neck and neck all the way to the?
The polling right now says Gingrich might have peaked a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tight. I'm curious to see what happens with Santorum voters who could make the calculation that, Rick Santorum's not going to win in Florida. Let's throw our support to Gingrich. I think that's what we have to look out for.
Sam, great to have you with us. Thanks so
Ed.
much. This was the scene on Capitol Hill earlier today. A standing ovation in the chamber, a rare moment of unity as members of Congress saluted their colleague, Arizona Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. Today, Giffords resigned from Congress a little more than a year after she was shot in the head. Tributes poured in from both sides of the aisle. Giffords hand-delivered her resignation to the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, in a very emotional moment. Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz read Giffords' letter on the House floor.
Amid all that was lost on January 8th, there was also hope and faith. Hope and faith that even as we are set back by tragedy or profound disagreement, in the end we come together as Americans to set a course toward greatness. Every day I am working hard. I will recover and will return, and we will work together again for Arizona and for all Americans.
Giffords' last piece of legislation, a border security bill, passed unanimously.